Good morning, welcome to SANS, Saudi Arabia News Daily. I'm Josie Monk.
And I'm Claire McQuaid. And first up will be Josie with the religion in Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia is an Islamic theocratic monarchy in which Sunni Islam is the official religion. Although there is no law requiring citizens to be Muslim, majority are. Freedom of religion is severely limited, and under the law, children born to Muslim fathers are also Muslim, regardless of their country or the religion practice in which they are raised. The government prohibits public practice of other religions other than Muslim. A majority of Saudi citizens are Sunni Muslim, which are a strict interpretation of Islam. A minority of the citizens are Shiite Muslim. And some religious holidays celebrated in Saudi Arabia are Ramadan and Hajj. Ramadan is when Muslims spend a month in daytime fasting, and Hajj is when Muslims make an annual pilgrimage to Mecca. The two holiest sites in Saudi Arabia are Mecca the Blessed and Medina the Radiant. Now back to Clara with the economy and environment in Saudi Arabia.
In recent studies, Saudi Arabia has been named the world's largest exporter and producer of oil in the world. And with its access to the Persian Gulf, which is rich in oil, it will be able to maintain this title for years to come. Along with their exportation of oil, Saudi Arabia also produces and exports a variety of industrial goods like wheat, dates, dairy products, eggs, fish, flour, poultry, fruits, and vegetables. Many parts of their economy are overseen by individual ministries like agriculture, energy, transportation, and communications. But the Ministry of Economy and Planning formulates economic and social development plans that set the long-term goals for Saudi Arabia. This helps keeps Saudi Arabia's economy on track and keeps it from falling through. And the private sectors from Saudi Arabia that account for 48% of their GDP continue to grow as they open up to foreign investments, promising a bright future for their economy. When we get back from the commercial, we'll go to Lindsay in Saudi Arabia with the weather.
The crystal clear waters of the Red Sea, the busy city of Riyadh, the beautiful Al Musmat Castle, all are famous landmarks of Saudi Arabia and are just waiting to be explored. Even with some difficult getting in, the arid Saudi Arabia is worth your time. The fascinating capital of Saudi Arabia, Riyadh, is a sight to see with its modern-day skyscrapers and ancient buildings of the Sauds. Riyadh is an exciting attraction for all ages, including the Saudi Arabia National Zoo and the Al Musmat Castle. Gaze down at the ancient castle from its very own watchtower, or look up upon the beauty of the mosque near the West Corridor. The castle is associated with much of Saudi Arabia's history, too. The heroic battle of King Abba's and the conquering of Riyadh. Last but certainly not least is the famous Red Sea, near the Sarawat Mountains. With calm waters and elaborate hotels near the shores, the Red Sea is one of Saudi Arabia's main tourist attractions, also including the great beaches for tanning and swimming, or any other beach activities. Saudi Arabia is an exquisite place to go on vacation, but always remember safety and health should be key aspects of your trip. Please call 1-800-999-8989 or email saudiarabiatourism.net for more information on planning your next great vacation.
Good morning and welcome to Saudi Arabia Weather Newscast. I'm your host Lindsay. I'm here in Saudi Arabia to talk about the seasonal weather of this country. Saudi Arabia has a desert climate, as you can see, is characterized by extreme heat during the day and a abrupt drop in temperature at night with very low annual rainfall. If you look at this chart, you can see the seasonal temperatures for the country. A typical day in Saudi Arabia in the winter has a daily mean of 60.6 degrees Fahrenheit. An average day in spring will have an average of 80 degrees Fahrenheit. An average day in summer will have an average of 95.7 degrees Fahrenheit, and a day in fall will have an average of 81.3 degrees Fahrenheit. As far as clothing goes during the year, light weights are worn in summer. Warmer clothes are needed in winter. Rainwear is only necessary during the monsoon and in the areas along the west coast. Annual rainfall is low and unpredictable. Some areas do not receive any rain for years at a time. The inland areas are known to have extreme temperatures as well as most of the country, which means that sunscreen is very important and recommended because of the dangers of unprotected skin in harsh temperatures. And now to Josie with the human geography of Saudi Arabia.
Women in Saudi Arabia were previously forbidden to vote or being elected to political office. Recently, King Abdullah declared that women will be allowed to vote and run in 2015 local elections. Saudi Arabia is the only country in the world that prohibits women from driving, and these laws and rules come from the Sharia, or also known as the Islamic law. All females must have a male guardian when leaving the house, and these so-called guardians are typically a brother, a father, or a husband. The events of the Arab Springs have brought long-standing tensions against the Shiites in Saudi Arabia's eastern provinces. Shiites in Saudi Arabia have long complained of discrimination in religious practice, government, employment, and business. And now back to Clara with the government in Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia's most recent municipal elections were held in September of 2011 after being postponed for 2 years in September of 2009. During this election, 285 municipal courts were elected, which is the only part of the government that is voted upon by the men of the public. Since Saudi Arabia has a monarchy form of government based on Islam, the rest of the government is appointed by King Abdullah. He appoints the Crown Prince, who is currently Salman bin Abdulaziz, who is second in line to the throne, the Council of Ministries, or his cabinet, which is made up of 22 government ministries that specialize in specific parts of the government, the Consultative Council, that is a 150-person legislator that proposes and amends laws with 4-year terms that the king can choose to renew. Lastly, he appoints the governor and assistant governor of each of the 13 provinces within Saudi Arabia. With such an organized government, our relationship with Saudi Arabia has enabled us to keep the full diplomatic relationship we have had with them since 1933. Thanks for watching SAND, Saudi Arabian News Daily.
I'm Lindsay, your weatherman.
I'm Josie, your anchor.
And I'm Clara, Anchor 2.
Get that sense. See you tomorrow.